You're watching WXOW in HD with Heather Armstrong and Scott Hackworth. This is the 6 p.m. report from La Crosse's own News 19.
1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted while in college. Now, sexual misconduct is defined as acts of sexual assault as well as sexual harassment.
In Wisconsin, new open records obtained show nearly 100 claims of employee sexual misconduct at UW system schools since 2014. News 19's Allante Walker shows you how the UW system is responding.
It's not just actresses, that it's women on Wall Street, it's women in a hospital, it's caretakers, it's women walking down the street.
Me Too. It's a movement that has gained national attention.
And I had to go through this moment where I was like, that's not my fault. That's his fault.
But it's also a phrase that has become far too commonplace for women and men in the University of Wisconsin school system.
It's unfortunate that, the universities are no different from society at large, and this is a real problem.
Newly released open records have revealed 96 formal investigations of employee sexual misconduct since 2014. 11 of those have led to the employee's resignation or termination. We should note that these cases only involved teaching, supervisory, and advising staff members. UW-Milwaukee had the top number of investigations with 34. They were followed by UW-Oshkosh, UW-Whitewater, and rounding out the top 4 was the state's flagship campus. UW-La Crosse had no claims in this specific study.
Our level of awareness here at La Crosse is pretty high.
But that does not mean the problem is non-existent.
This is an issue that we all struggle with, and we want to make sure that as students come into our campuses, sometimes they're reporting things that have happened to them in the past, that we're all really looking and sharing our best practices with each other.
Practices that were strengthened with the creation of a task force to tackle sexual violence and harassment. The force is comprised of students, faculty, and administrators across multiple disciplines.
My sense is that we're doing our part to provide a fair and responsive process for those who are making that complaint, and we're also providing due process for the people who have a complaint filed against them.
To take a system-wide approach to the issue, Arain, along with the other members of the force, put forth a list of recommendations. They include a prevention and response website for campus support services, as well as system-wide training for all employees and students. UW-La Crosse senior Carly Juswick believes that promoting education and consent can start at a younger age.
I think that alone is a really large problem, that if I didn't know about it, I'm sure 90% of my peers also didn't know that this was a problem.
While this national problem is impacting us locally, UW schools like La Crosse say they are making it easier to report sex crimes. This in the hopes of creating a zero-tolerance culture towards sexual misconduct.
I think that's a really beneficial thing for people to see the resilience of these survivors and that they're not alone.
In La Crosse, Allante Walker, WXOW News 19.
UW System President Ray Cross released a statement saying, "We are focused on changing the culture on our campuses and beyond so victims feel empowered to come forward. Sexual assault and harassment impacts us all, and it is an upsetting commentary on our society. We have been implementing real, tangible approaches at our institutions to continue tackling these challenges."
It continues. Our campus community should be safe and welcoming places to live, learn, and work, and there is no room for compromise on this commitment. Now, if you or someone you know is a victim of sexual misconduct on campus, you're encouraged to report it, or victim anywhere for that matter, report it. We have a list of resources on this story on our website, WXOW.com.